Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to tackle complex topics and pull out the key insights for you.
Glad to be here.
Today, we're looking at, well, a really fascinating pair of events. The marriage supper of the Lamb and the 1,000-year kingdom.
Yeah, their relationship is a central point in eschatology. Lots of discussion around it.
Absolutely. Even if you know Revelation pretty well, figuring out the exact timing, the connection between these two, it can be tricky.
It really can. The imagery is powerful, but the sequence isn't always immediately obvious.
So the main text we're digging into is Revelation 19, verses 7 to 9.
Right, where it talks about the Lamb's wedding, the bride getting ready.
Dressed in that fine linen, which sources say represents the righteous acts of the saints.
And the blessing, of course, for everyone invited to the supper.
Exactly. So our mission today is basically to lay out three main ways people interpret how these huge prophetic events unfold.
Three distinct views, yeah. It's helpful to see them side by side.
Okay, let's jump in. View number one. This one suggests the marriage supper finishes up before the 1,000-year kingdom actually kicks off.
That's the core idea.
Yeah.
The argument here is, well, if the whole 1,000-year kingdom was the supper,
then the marriage life only starts after the 1,000 years.
Kind of, yeah. It creates this implication that those resurrected later at the Great White Throne Judgment, they couldn't be the bride.
Ah, I see. So it draws a pretty sharp distinction. The bride status is maybe more exclusive in this view, tied to that earlier reward.
Precisely. And it connects to another point. After the 1,000 years, the Bible says the father becomes all in all.
Okay.
So this view suggests the whole bride and groom metaphor might, cease to be the main focus then.
Which means the bride needs to be established, the supper concluded, before that point.
Exactly. So the sequence is judgment of the beast forces, then the marriage supper happens, and then the 1,000-year kingdom begins. It's a distinct sort of pre-kingdom event.
Right, a very clear chronological order. Okay, so that's one way to look at it. But there's another interpretation that flips this, right?
Completely. View number two argues that the 1,000-year kingdom is the marriage supper.
The whole thing.
The whole 1,000 years. Wow. How does that work?
Well, it directly links Revelation 19.9, blessed are those invited to the marriage supper, directly with being part of the 1,000-year kingdom.
Okay.
And a key piece here is the idea of the bride as the New Jerusalem.
Which descends later, right, after the new heaven and new earth are set out.
Exactly. And that period includes the millennial kingdom. So this view suggests the supper starts with the kingdom and lasts for its duration.
So when it says the wedding day has come, that means the feast is just beginning, not already happened.
That's the interpretation here, yeah. It's the start of the 1,000-year celebration.
Yeah.
And this view often sees the martyrs, the faithful witnesses, as being central figures of the bride during this time. It's their reward.
And only certain people, like the king priests identified as the bride, get access to the New Jerusalem during that time. That's part of this interpretation, yes. It reinforces the idea that the entire kingdom period is the ongoing feast.
Interesting. Okay, so we have supper before the kingdom and supper is the kingdom. Is there a middle ground?
Sort of. View 3 proposes a brief marriage supper event that happens shortly after the 1,000-year kingdom begins.
Ah, so not the whole 1,000 years, but also not strictly before it starts.
Right. It suggests the kingdom gets established, Jesus deals with his enemies, and then there's this distinct, relatively short, formal supper event.
And the bride, in her fine linen, maybe descends around this time.
That fits the picture. After that specific feast, the married life, meaning the reigning with Christ, continues through the rest of the 1,000 years.
So a focused celebration within the kingdom era?
That's the idea. A specific inauguration, you could say.
Okay. Pulling back a bit, are there any common threads we see running through all these different timings?
Definitely. Across the board, there's agreement that the first resurrection is special. It's seen as a resurrection of reward.
And being part of the bride is considered a major aspect of that reward.
Yes. That status itself is a reward for faithfulness. And another common point is the timing relative to Babylon the harlot.
Right. Her destruction comes first.
Always. Her fall precedes the announcement that the wedding day has arrived. That sequence seems consistent across interpretations.
It's really quite something how these complex prophecies are woven together and how interpreters grapple with the details.
It really highlights the depth, doesn't it? And it brings up a fascinating final thought.
Go on.
Well, our sources often remind us, we're finite. Our understanding is shaped by time and space as we know it.
True.
So how might these incredible divine events, a heavenly marriage, a 1,000-year reign, actually transcend our human concepts of time or marriage or even reward? Thinking about that might just reshape how you view these future promises.
That's a powerful question to leave us with. Definitely food for thought.